going on, everybody?
What is going on? This is the Strictly Apple Talk podcast. First week of the podcast. This is something that we've been looking to do for a while.
And we are finally here.
I'm Landon.
I am Alex.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we're here to talk about everything Apple, strictly Apple. Not just the strictly Apple products, everything that you guys love about Apple, we are here for. But I kind of want to dive into what's recent, what's new, before my nerdy self gets into vintage Apple products and where did the good times go and why am I so old? No, I want to talk about iOS 18, which is kind of rocking everybody's world right now. What do you guys think about it so far? Any general feedback before I dive into some topics?
I like iOS 18 specifically. It's very, very compatible with the newest phone. I know it slows down older phones. There's some cool tricks, but I feel like everything's changed again. We've been through this time after time, but this time, I have hate for the new photos. The photos app, the photos category.
Okay, so not only photos, but you have a different perspective as far as iOS 18 goes with the device. You have the new iPhone.
I do.
Which I do not. And the new iPhone, I'm a bit partial. I'm a media guy. Bit partial to the camera apps. Every time that the new release comes and I've watched the stupid live event, that's not stupid, but I get angry because I want it all. I want it all.
Different. It's different.
I always wait for the photography, the videography section. What's the new feature? How many frames can I, per second can I shoot? What kind of pixels am I getting? And you have the iPhone that has new features just for photography. Am I wrong, or is the camera button also good for something else?
The camera button is not like the action button that we currently have on the iPhone. Like I guess the past couple iPhones have the action button on the side where the mute button used to be. But the camera button is specifically just for the camera. Now, I will say that you can zoom in and out with that. So by having, one hand, you click the camera, and that same finger that clicked the camera button, you can in, out, zoom in and out type of thing. But, I don't know if it's necessary. I almost think that it's sort of in the way again.
Yeah. Which is kind of a nerdy piece too. If you totally think about it, Jonathan, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
no, you're good.
If you think about it, what is you guys use the action button for? It's more of a curiosity question because so I was laying in bed the other night, kind of going through my phone. I'm one of those guys that the tech piece of it where I'm like, what can I do to actually change my phone instead of actually getting a new phone, because I had a little bit of iPhone 16 envy.
Yes.
And I was looking at the action button, and I go through that, and it's kind of, I know it's more interactive, but I use it as a mute button.
Interesting.
And why? I think subconsciously, I use it that way because before it was the click on and off switch.
Yes.
And so if I try to do it for anything else, I'll forget what it is and not be able to use it.
Creature of habit type thing. I feel like.
Yeah.
I use it for the mute button as well, but specifically, I'm just used to, like you said, I'm just used to having the mute button there.
Sure.
It's not like you can use it for, camera, you can use it for do not disturb.
I actually use it for a flashlight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you in the dark a lot?
I guess. I don't know.
He gets locked in the room.
I just think it's cool.
Curious questions around that. Why does this man need a flashlight all the time?
Yeah.
No, but I've even thought about I use the flashlight all day long, in and out, trying to sneak around my children who are asleep, in the morning.
Yeah.
Save electric.
Save
Go to
electric.
the bathroom at 3 a.m.
The prices have been going up here recently.
Everybody's needs are different, but you can also shut it off.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of erroneous. Why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
Then you just have another button on the side of your phone for nothing.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. But before we jump into that, the 16, you like it? You love it? You hate it? Did you spend a good amount of money? What did you jump from? Did you have the 15 Pro?
I had the 15 Pro Max, and I've had the Pro Max since I think 12 Pro Max, and once you go Max, you never go back, is what they say.
I like that.
I've never heard of that.
I like that a lot.
But what I like about the new one is the screen is much bigger, but it's also when they advertised it, it seemed like there was a jump up. The screen is a little bit bigger on the new 16 Pro Max versus like the 15 Pro Max. I would actually say that it is much, much bigger. Just when you're used to having something in your hand all the time and then it gets a little bit bigger, it's a big difference. So I think it's a little too big, actually. I have my wallet magnetic to the back of my phone.
MagSafe. Yep.
Yeah, so I love that. But I will say that, it's a heavy phone now. My phone is, I don't know if you can feel the phone compared to.
That's at least like.
It's a couple pounds.
That's
I
2
feel
or 3
like.
pounds, I feel like.
It's a much heavier phone. So I like the 16 Pro Max. I probably still will continue to get new phones throughout the year, specifically for content and things of that nature. But one thing I did hear that Apple was, or maybe it was a rumor, that Apple might be discontinuing the every year upgrade. And I think it's good.
Wow.
It's a good somewhat topic to sort of talk about is how can they continue to improve. I genuinely, everybody in the comments, I hate this phone, upset about it. They haven't changed anything. It's the same phone over and over. Well, when you've mastered something, how do you continue to improve? Like, I genuinely think that the iPhone is, the best phone out there.
It is.
How do you improve it every single year to make the entire world happy?
Right.
And I think one of those things is by not improving it every single year. Could they make larger improvements? If you go back to the 14, right, and then you skip the 15, go straight to the 16, and you go from the 14 to the improvements on here, I think you'll be happier because there's more improvements versus little improvements every year versus, it kind of doesn't make sense, kind of does. That's my idea on it. I also think it will help the used phone market because the prices of used phone will not crash every 10 months.
I always found that no bash on Cook at all, but I always thought it was the funniest statement that even from the very beginning, where they said, "This is our best iPhone yet." Well, if it's not, then don't put it out.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
If there's not improvement, well, we just make the same one.
So
just keep buying the same one.
I think it's more of a like technically it is our best iPhone yet. Even though there's, you can always say the next iPhone is the best iPhone. There's small improvements. Yes, it's better. It's 60% more.
Yeah.
It's 30% more. And it's good. We're great to have that, but is it worth spending that extra? My phone was, it's a 512 gig. It's a $1,500 phone. Is it worth $1,500?
Yeah. How many gigs do you have right now? How many?
This
gigs?
is 512.
No, I mean, like, how many do you have filled up now that you just had it?
So obviously we do
Which is a whole nother topic that I think we could get into.
We're rabbit trailing right
it's
now.
a rabbit trail of how to get more space on there without using completely iCloud. So
it says that I have 356 gigs available, which I don't know how that's actually possible. Maybe a lot of my stuff that transferred just went to, I have a lot of photos, a lot of video, doing a 30-second short every day for 3 years adds up.
Right.
But
mine's in there too. I think I have 2 terabytes iCloud right now.
Dude, you probably, I could even.
And I've even dumped it once. So.
You do photos for, that's what you
it's
do.
the video problem.
Yeah. I don't know.
Videos take up a lot of space.
But, however, I did last week. Is it convenient? No. However, if you're into cinematography, on a side note, because I do have the 15 Pro Max. And with 15 Pro Max, I think the 15 Pro series, the best feature that ever came out, and I had been hoping for it since the first gen, I swear to goodness, was actually being able to access and write to external hard drives. So, like, I have my small SSDs that one of the SSDs, I've actually put Velcro on it and put Velcro on the back of my phone case.
Smart.
Smack it on there. Now I can actually do ProRes RAW because I don't
it.
always use ProRes RAW on the camera for video or get the most megapixels out of, still photos. However, I can access stuff, which has been absolutely incredible. So if I'm shooting as a photographer, videographer, when I'm shooting on, on my camera, or if I put a bunch of, files of a latest shoot of video that I put on an SSD, now I can actually just plug the SSD in my phone and go into files and review everything. Like when I'm sitting on a bus, when I'm sitting on an airplane, when I'm
which isn't
not
that
driving,
crazy?
Not driving.
Yeah.
Would never do that while driving.
Do not use your phone while driving.
Do not use your phone while driving. We do not do that.
Please do not do that.
If you happen to be in the passenger seat or you have a self-driving vehicle,
yeah. I didn't think about that.
then it's crazy to think that you can take pictures on a camera, upload your entire hard drive or your SD card or whatever to your phone.
Yep.
That used to be an entire process.
Yep.
Like you have to download them. You take the picture, then you swap it over, then you download them. First of all, you have to have a computer.
Yep.
And not only do we have a computer of this size, which you have to think about, I mean, go back to the Macintosh. I mean, any Macintosh before like 2010, it's insane the size difference in all the years and stuff. And now you can do it on your phone. You can
Right. And it is something I was going through actually not too long ago, was how to get all the pictures off. This is before I went up to the 15 Pro Max. Now every time I do it, I've got to have 40,000 photos, 60,000 videos transfer over.
Yeah.
If they haven't been uploaded to the cloud, which I'm guilty. I don't do all the time because I have in low power mode a lot, and they won't sync.
Yep.
So when I do that, so now people that are stuck there and they don't have any more space, then Apple's like, hey, you need more iCloud space. Why not buy it for another $5.99?
Right.
And then, but now I could literally offload it. Would it take 10 years? Probably. But it's possible.
Take a while.
Because I don't plug my phone in my computer ever.
Yeah.
Do you ever plug your phone into your computer?
No. Actually, it's crazy because every single time, if I ever do to charge it, if I'm on a plane or something, I even select don't trust.
Yeah, same.
Same
because
it's
I'm
my
afraid
phone, my computer, and I'm like,
it's going
I
to
don't
go
trust
haywire,
myself.
Right? Which is kind of crazy. Maybe it's the no trust world, or maybe we've been through. I mean, life's all about relativity, and that's a little deep about like things that you've been through. But like I press not trust every single time, and then I also I have this bad thing where I don't trust alarm clocks now. I turn
Set
on like
4 or 5.
I said 4 or 5.
I tell Siri, like I have HomePods in the house, light my house up at 6 a.m. Like, do not. Yeah. That's one day we're gonna have a robot that wakes us up.
Right. No.
Good morning.
No, it's the same with the. I mean, it's the same. The trust factor. Maybe that's a whole nother podcast issue.
It's a whole thing. Write it down.
Maybe I should talk to my shrink about that. But like even trusting iCloud to upload all the photos, when I get a new phone. I do the beta, so I've had the 18 beta for quite a while now.
All summer.
I also do beta.
Yeah, and I've only had it crash once, and I think it was like 14 or 15 when it crashed, and I lost a lot.
I've never had it crashed where I've lost everything, but I have had it even with the iOS 18 at the very beginning in like June when we had the beta. My messages weren't coming through.
Yeah.
Just the new messages, nothing to do with the old messages. It was simply just the new messages weren't coming through, or I didn't get the notification for it. Then they had a bug fix. But other than that, I've never had a really bad experience with beta.
And I've had that before too, and I got mad. I'm like, I can't believe I don't get messages. And I was angry. I'm like, wait a minute, I subscribed to this. Like, I knew this was a possibility. But you expect
I
it
agreed
to work.
to the terms and conditions of potentially losing everything.
Yeah, but you just expect it to work. You're like, it's Apple. It's going to work.
Yeah, it's going to work.
I'm not gonna
I have
lose my
more
whole
trust
life.
in Apple than I do connecting my iPhone to my thing.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how Apple this year they released, or maybe it was the last update, when it comes to iCloud storage, and you know how you have the family plans?
Mm-hmm.
You can do a 2 terabyte family plan, you can pay for it. Now they have where you can upgrade the storage plan. I'm looking at it now. I think it's up to like 12 or 10 or 8 terabytes. Yeah, 12 terabytes of cloud storage that you can upgrade to. My question is, when does that stop? For us, when I'm 80, am I going to be paying for 100 terabytes of storage for $400 a month?
But think about this, dude. I literally thought this not too long ago because I was looking at it because I have 2 terabytes, and I'm thinking, okay, I don't use all of it in my cloud. My kids, iPad is going awry, and they're on my account. I'm like, maybe I should just share it. That way we can, share that space. It's not a greed thing. I'm afraid they're going to mess it up, and all of my stuff will be mixed in with theirs. And they're like screenshots of planes and Fortnite stuff, and I don't want that. However, you think about it, as a society, we're so, and Apple knows this, I think, but we're so busy, not lazy all the time, considerably lazy, but busy that we're not going to offload it.
Right.
Like, I don't take all the stuff off.
No. You know how many times that I want to say there's 40,000 photos on my phone, I need to go delete them?
Yeah.
I don't care about what I have pictures on there from the first time I got my iPad Mini 1 when I was like 13 or 14 years old.
Yeah.
I don't need those pictures. They don't even make any sense.
Right.
But now it's like I probably still have those on this phone, and I have to scroll for days to even find them. And I'll never look for them. I'll never think about them. But Apple has us in this trap almost where it's like, well, we got to pay for it. And you don't lose anything. But, this is the first generation. All this iCloud stuff, 2007 was the first iPhone. From there on, iCloud is, we're 10, 15 years into this. What happens when we're 60 years into this? What happens 100 years from now when we're in a spot where we're like, we have 100 terabytes?
Right.
What are we going to do? So That's me. I thought about that when they first announced it. Like, when does the madness end?
And I did do something cool. You had brought up this whole camera. I hate to use the whole episode on just the Photos app. However, everybody uses
conversation.
that. Everybody uses that. And one big thing that I think about too, thought about yesterday was, all right, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to try to, because it says customize at the very bottom.
It does.
With photos. And I haven't done anything to customize it because I don't have time to sit down and look at the app.
Yep.
However, I did find something. I went to Shortcuts yesterday on my phone, and it said delete duplicate photos. I did it automatically. It recognized I had like 4,000 some duplicates.
Oh,
Doubles?
my
Doubles.
gosh.
And you can merge them with the same metadata. So some of them are maybe slightly different, but the same metadata. They'll merge them and take the best one out of the two, and then add the extra information and delete the rest of those.
I'm scared.
The ones that could. Well, I did it. And it said, and then it gave me an option. Said the ones that are completely actually the same, or the ones that have similar metadata. And I said the ones that are exactly the same. So it went from like 4,000 some to like 2,800 some, and I deleted those doubles. Yeah, and it was a lot of storage.
I almost want to do it. You're going to have to show me how to do that because I can guarantee you I'm probably in the same boat.
But I kept the 1,600 whatever that had slightly different because I wasn't about to go through all those to see what the difference was.
But you got rid of some.
Yeah. And whether it be like, it literally can tell, say there's a picture that I have, but I also screenshot it off of Instagram, right? So it's not cropped all the way, but it knew, it recognized it was the same picture. Then it said, you want to merge the data, keep the original good looking one, but merge the data just in case. And I was like, heck yeah.
Isn't it crazy how they can do that now?
So AI with iOS 18.
I'm terrified, but I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I use AI or Chat GPT or something like that on a daily basis just to correct certain things or, fix grammatical errors. But AI is pretty scary.
Yeah. So with that being said, the AI features Apple Intelligence is released, right? So it's the 16 lineup with the 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max with the minimum 8 gigs of RAM. The M1 chips can run it now. Talking about things like smarter Siri, the new Photos features, phone call recording and transcriptions, writing tools.
Yeah. Which I think the phone call recording is pretty useful.
Yeah.
but also can be pretty detrimental.
Yes.
Yeah, that can be.
And by
make or
state.
break.
So being a tech nerd, I have a friend, a guy that I look up to in the social media world. He actually teaches social media down at Xavier University.
Mm-hmm.
And Matthew Dooley, shout out to Matthew Dooley, great man. They had a project start up, and it was called Capture with a K. And it was a wearable device, and I still have it. I'll have to show you. It looked like a watch, right? And it just had grids and a microphone in it. And all you had to do was tap your wrist twice and record anything around you. For musicians, for doctors that are writing notes, anything. And it would loop record back 30 seconds. So it's loop recording.
Huh.
So if you said something, I'm like, dude, that was funny. And I just double tap, it would save the audio if you were around me. Yeah.
That's sick.
So with that being said, there are some stipulations state to state. And I know in Ohio, and I might be wrong, I'll have to Google it, unless things have changed recently, the recording without permissions.
It tells the
The opposite.
It tells the opposite
party.
Yeah, party. This call is being recorded.
But what if they're not looking at it? I think it's.
Does it say it?
I don't know.
I feel like Siri's like, this call is being recorded.
I'm gonna record everything with you and see if you figure it out.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
We could do. Is it a standard option
I don't know.
on the phone? If I call you right now, is it going to?
Don't call me.
Don't call you.
Call me.
No.
Call me.
I'm using my phone for a live.
Oh.
On the live.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. Let me call you, Jonathan, and let's see.
Let's do it.
Um,
Let's experiment.
and you have iOS 18, right?
I do.
Now, is this, man, look at that solid picture.
I know, right?
I wish I could show everybody
Oh, well, thanks, man.
picture. Absolutely, man.
Pops.
That is dead.
I'm going to call you.
Okay.
And then I don't know if this gives me an option to record on here.
Well, something does pop up for me in the top left corner. It's blurred out though, so I'm gonna answer.
Answer the call, right? And then it does not let
So
me.
for
Hold up to the
me,
microphone too.
Yeah, if you guys can see, if I hit this,
I hear it.
I don't know.
Put
It
in there.
allows
Oh
you.
wow, there it is. Call recording. Use the phone app to record a call, then transcribe the conversation in the Notes app. While your iPhone automatically plays an audio notification before recording.
So hit
begins.
record.
So I'm gonna hit continue.
Put it up to the microphone so we can
This
hear it.
call will be recorded. Audio prompt. This call will be recorded. Can you see anything, Landon, on your end?
No,
Take notes on this call.
is it starting to record?
It is.
So right now the call is being recorded,
Yeah, I can see it right here.
and I know nothing about this.
No. That
If you're calling
is
me,
crazy.
That's scary.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah. Which there's got to be, I know, like I said, in the state of Ohio, other person has to be aware. If I'm not wrong, I knew it was a couple of years ago.
I'm
But
not aware right now.
Your cell tower knows where you're at, but that person may not know where you're at or know the laws. You have to know the laws, I guess, right?
I think the main.
Or is it transcribing what you're saying? So hit end on the
Okay,
call.
I'm gonna hit end.
Transcribe.
I'm gonna go back to view saved call. Here we go. Call with Landon Mooney. Yep. Wow. It's got all the.
So his and yours.
You save right now. I can see it right
Now
here.
is it? Can I listen to that? Can we listen to it? Is it text?
Let's see.
I hear it.
I hear something.
Oh, play. Here we go.
Wow.
No, is it starting to record?
Oh my gosh.
I think the scariest part about this, or I guess the lesson to be learned on this, would be watch what you say.
Yeah. Seriously.
Watch what you say, and
You
this
should
and
always
that might
watch
be a
what you
good
say.
thing. That might be a good thing. It might be like, hey man, you probably shouldn't say that.
Right.
Um,
So if you're sitting with your friend is a little bit heated about something, you're sitting in an Uber,
Yep.
you might want to look over and say, hey, man, they could be recording you.
Yeah.
Make everybody super anxious and paranoid. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's
That is crazy.
something to think about for sure, because that is a scary times to live in.
yeah,
Scary times. But I will say it's probably super beneficial for there are times where, if you're talking to somebody, say it's a business purpose or anything like that, and you're
That's
like,
the first thing
no,
that
hold
comes to
up,
my mind."
hold up. You said this, and I have this recording.
yeah.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna.
But you
record
can also, looking from a creative perspective, there's always positives and negatives. Say you and I are talking about something, we're like, I've got a cool video idea. Let's roundtable this as
Yeah.
we're talking. We can have all those there because I come up with 100 ideas. Remember 2 of them.
That's right too. And if they're not there, if you're not there, and where everybody's in a different thing, you say, okay, let's think about what we talked about last week and listen to that, just like you would a podcast or something.
Yeah.
And we can listen to what we talked about last week and see where we are and catch up from there. So I think it's going to be pretty cool.
Another 18 feature that I have not used was the whole. So I use Apple Cash, right? I use it. Honestly, I use it through drive-throughs. Starbucks and White Castles knows what's up.
Yep.
Um,
It's so easy.
It's so easy, right?
Tap
So
to pay.
sending cash with taps from iPhone to iPhone. So now, because do you ever do AirDrop with you have to say you send cash like from your wallet, but you feel that.
Yes.
So you go to your Apple wallet, you say send $20. You know how you would send it in like a message.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, now you can just go up to somebody, tap it, and pay them directly if you're standing next to them. So
That's crazy.
say I don't have your contact
Phone number,
information.
yeah.
I don't want it,
Mm.
but I just sold
just
you
send-
a Sunkist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
$20.
There you go.
That
Oh,
is
I
so
just gotta
freaking
tap
cool,
on it.
dude.
Who
Yeah.
still drinks Sunkist?
The miniatures.
I actually love like an orange
is not a
crush or
product.
something like that.
It's not a product placement.
No,
but
it's not a product
it
placement.
has nothing to do with apples and oranges.
Okay.
All right. Sorry.
But I will say, I haven't had a Sunkist in a long time.
I like Crush. I like Fanta. I like.
Alex is a big
Mountain
fan.
Dew.
Fanta
Yeah.
guy.
I love. Nope.
No Mountain Dew.
No.
Mountain Dew
Dew.
is 65 days
Let's
now.
go.
I'm 65 days clean of Mountain Dew.
This is
It's big,
actually
it's big things, guys.
for anybody listening or watching. That's actually
It's a huge.
a huge deal.
Yeah.
Um,
If you're 37 with 4 kidney stones in your life, you change things around.
4 kidney stones, 3 kids, a few other responsibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, journaling. I know that was a big one, but we've had that since 17.
Yeah.
I'm
not a
I
journaler.
started to. You're not.
No, I'm not a journaler.
Oh, when I was a little
Journaler.
kid, we used to.
Isn't a journalist.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
He has nothing to do with journals.
The media student just said journaler.
You should be correcting us.
I'm sorry.
You know more than we do. What are
Yeah.
you? What are we talking about? Customizing control centers is a big one. The big one that I know we had talked about forever, and I had been waiting for since iOS 6, was literally customizing the home screen. I've been doing that for.
You can do it. It's very customizable.
Yeah.
And I remember Android users a long time ago, or like not a long time ago, probably 3 or 4 years ago, was like, oh, I can still do this. I can still do that. Put apps wherever you want. Personally, I don't think I will ever, like, people have zigzags,
Mhm.
like of apps. I would have 100 pages of apps
Yep.
if I had them zigzagged like
And
that.
I still do. Yeah.
I have not, when it comes to the actual Apple home, I everything is just like it would have been on the iPhone 6.
Yep.
For me, I have not changed anything. I have a to-do list on my first page that I've added, and then I have the calendar right there. But other than that,
honestly, I've waited forever for the customizable as far as like color goes. Being able to put, not only widgets, but putting apps that aren't just lined up, you can put them in different places. And I honest to goodness, probably waited 10 years for it. And then I changed the colors when I had beta for one day. Couldn't find a single one of my apps because
Different colors.
And you recognize, I didn't realize it, but I recognized them by colors and how they looked.
How do you think if somebody took your phone and they mixed your apps up?
Yeah.
I think that could be one of the most frustrating things in the world. Right now, if I ever try to, sometimes I try to keep social media in one box,
Same.
Banking,
Used
stuff
to.
like that. Well, now I just have apps everywhere.
Yep.
I use my slide down to type
Oh,
the app in
yes.
Yeah. Same.
so much more
Yeah.
than I even, like my messages, I know where that is the first thing right there, or my social media, it's right there. But if there's an app that I don't use a lot, it's just like, I don't know what pages this is on. It could be on 10 pages down the row. I'm swiping. I'm swiping and looking.
And then now they have, because the Apple Intelligence, it'll say this is probably what you're looking for. And I think it does it by time or where you're at.
Oh.
But also swipe down on your phone. Say you start with AM. Type AM.
Amazon.
Okay, so M, AM, A. Does it give you prompts for shortcuts at all?
I can do shortcuts, but it doesn't give me prompts for a shortcut.
So say I go in to put like Chat GPT, I'll put like a C. It'll say add Chat GPT widget to such and such. And I don't know if it's because I've been using shortcuts more and more lately.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, and then that's why.
I have ChatGPT on my home screen when I'm on my lock screen.
Yeah.
Really?
I just tap it,
And then it pulls it up.
and then it
right there.
fixes my math
Interesting.
problems.
Do you have an AI robot voice, or do you not use that?
You talking about like my actual voice?
No, for Chat GPT.
No, I actually don't
Just
have.
the type?
I don't use the voice. I just type.
So I accidentally did it earlier, and I was sitting here with Jonathan, and I was like,
didn't
I
even know
wanted
if it
to
did that.
speak to text, but actually it was saying, hey, set up your voice AI. So I was going through voices. I'm like, oh, they seem nice. So I clicked on it, and then it started talking to me. And so I talked back, having a voice conversation. And then it started telling me what I wanted to know. I'm like, no, I wanted it in written form.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to remember anything.
No,
you're
how am
saying.
I gonna get
it
this?
Didn't transcribe it or anything.
And every single time I put something in ChatGPT, I say make this grammatically correct.
I never do that.
Every time I do that, and I think it's going to automatically do it. But I want to know that I say that. The problem is I'm not the best when it comes to grammar or English or whatever they call it now. But word, a comma, semicolons.
Whatever they call it now. Grammar, English.
Well, back when I went to school, it was English class.
Yeah.
Is that
It's
still the thing?
English class.
That's how far. We're going on 10 years now, which is a long time for me.
It is a long time.
It's a long time for me. But English. But they have grammar. Grammar and English are two different classes.
No, same
English,
class.
like English and composition. Is it composition one of those?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it's still English. I'm not that far.
No.
I would assume that they would never change the name considering what it is.
Right.
But I'm very bad at, semicolons and
Yeah.
when to use that. That has
Yeah.
nothing to do with Apple, by the way. That's just a fun fact about my,
About your education.
my education.
Maybe.
That's a whole nother story, too.
Right.
Um,
if you weren't I was getting ready to say skinny toilet.
Please do not do that.
Okay, sorry.
Thank you.
Trying to use that cool Gen Z. Is it Gen Z? What are you guys?
I'm Gen Z, the next generation's alpha.
What am I? Don't even.
You're like Gen A or something.
Are you millennial?
I don't know.
No, millennials.
86.
Oh, you might be before millennial.
Like Gen Y, I think.
Gen Y?
yeah.
Like, why
Gen-
am I here?
Gen like X or
Yeah, no, I think Gen X is actually. I think that sounds right.
I don't know whether to take it harsh
X,
or not.
Y, Z. When's Y? There's no Y.
There's no.
Yeah, I am a Y.
Why?
My mom says it every day. Why?
Okay.
Yeah, so cool new features. I don't know what you guys want to hear or talk about, even live.
Yeah.
The people that are on there, if anybody had any questions or any thoughts about your favorite iOS 18. However, I did think about, I have not used it. I think it's pretty cool. I tried it once, Minute in the Future. My favorite movie all time. Side note, Back to the Future, right?
Back to the
So
future.
if I can send a text to myself in the future, I tried it once. 1 minute in the future had a delayed text.
Oh, the
Oh, by the way,
the send now feature.
Yeah.
the delayed text
Yeah.
is amazing. I used it the first time the other day. Somebody said, "Remind me this tomorrow morning."
Yes, I
And
use this feature daily.
The problem is I will, even if I have a reminder in my phone, something physically has to shake me to remember. Like, hey, you need to do this. Or like, so what I did is I was supposed to text somebody about I was supposed to text them and remind them something the next morning. I sent that text, scheduled it for 9 a.m. And guess what? I remembered it. I reminded them.
Really?
Well, me and
Do you
Jerry.
use the reminder app?
No. But Brooke, which is my fiance, she uses the reminder app and puts it in my phone. You can sync them, right? So we have our calendar. So like, if we're
I
doing
just saw that's a
something,
new
we
thing.
do-
Yeah.
you can sync them. So she'll go onto my reminder app and, or like from her phone, send it to my notification. And if it's something that I'm supposed to, maybe her screen protector breaks, she wants a new screen protector, I put it on at home. She will put it on my phone to remind me when it connects to my Apple CarPlay so that I don't leave the parking lot, which has gotten me in trouble. But so I don't leave the parking lot without forgetting what she needs, or if there's something I need to do when I get to work, whenever it disconnects from Apple CarPlay or something like that. Pretty
That's
cool, dude.
yeah. I mean, that's
You can do
sick.
location basis and everything. When you get to the location, notification pops up.
You think about that whole atmosphere of, or not atmosphere, I forget the word I'm looking for. However, you think about the whole thought of not only using your location base, right, of where you're at. Apple's using the location base, but they're also using the Apple shortcuts. So it knows when you get to this location in your car using this Apple app, which would be Apple CarPlay. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That just is mind blowing.
And it's crazy to think all the things too, especially when there's certain apps. Those apps, when you pull down, like we were talking about a second ago, that you pull down and you search for them, right, in your suggestions or whatever, it is solely based on what you used throughout like the day the most.
Yeah.
Like right now I have CapCut, I have a security system, I have ChatGPT, we have TikTok, we have the Home app. And based on also the time. So if I don't touch my phone right now and 2 or 3 hours down the line, it's going to say 2, 3 hours now, 2, 3 o'clock. It's going to say, what does he normally do at 2 or 3 o'clock in the day? Here's the one. So when he pulls down, it's going to be one of these.
Right.
That's crazy. That's practically,
Mind reading.
it's mind reading. I would say to a point. It's you getting used to your habits. And then,
Do you feel like too? I mean, I know. Okay, so I know you automatically set your notifications or your push notifications in each app. Now, specifically to like say Gmail, right? You know there's sweet spots where subscription Gmails or subscription email at a certain time. Like you know if you can tell because like say at like 7:01 you get like jib jab staples.com all this stuff, right? So not only that, but my phone knows that I open up emails in the morning. Like as soon as I get up, start going for a half hour, then it starts feeding me emails that were sent an hour ago. But it knows, I think, maybe it's me being paranoid. It knows that I'm getting ready to get on that, so it starts sending me those notifications from my important ones.
because it knows the time.
It knows the time about when I'm going to get on email at that point. But
Right.
Now, specifically talking about notifications, and I want to hear both of your guys' input before I say mine. What is your you have your personal, right? Personal do not disturb. You have the regular just fully do not disturb. You have work do not disturb. Do you use those? If so, what are your time frames?
I use 2.
I use 2 as well.
Yeah, I have 2 are do not disturb.
Yep.
Which is it limits everything. So say like I'm going live right now with my phone, it turns everything off. That's the only time that I literally have to put my phone away because I also don't trust that notifications will come through important ones that I need and then I'll miss it. And the second one being sleep, and I customize sleep because like my children, whether they're in their bedroom or they're staying the night, they're with their mother that night in a different household. I want to be able to not only for them to be able to get a hold of me in my sleep, so all messages, calls
from them.
FaceTime, they can come through.
Yep.
But nothing else,
Yeah.
can come through at that point. So
Yeah. What about you?
I have the regular do not disturb through school, whatever, and then I have a driving one. So when I sync my phone to my car Bluetooth, it automatically turns on.
everyone should be like Jonathan.
I should have that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
That's pretty bad.
not even like I wasn't trying to flex or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have it so that when my phone's Bluetooth connects to my car Bluetooth, a driving do not disturb, I guess.
And then it sends them a text message. Say, I'm driving. Will it do that?
No, I
you can
actually
set
have
that
that.
up.
I have that off because I hate that
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
But
So,
it doesn't send me a message, but I know when you are because it says
should be able to
notification
tell you.
silence.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It should be.
So here, the real question on this is, when you send that text to someone that has their the do not disturb on,
Yep.
do you notify anyway?
Yes, every time. Every time, dude.
Every time.
If I'm sending you text late at night, all of a sudden you have
Yeah,
yours
do not
and it
disturb
goes
on,
do not
you-
disturb. I said notify
That's
anyway.
so
Really?
Oh yeah, every time. I'm like, my point needs to get through
Dude,
right now.
I am a notify anyway type of guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Really?
Unless
I
there's
think
like,
I'm like
Why
fif-
is it
I'm
there
thinking
anyway?
50-50.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's for emergencies specifically.
I think that's
Oh,
exactly
everything's
what
an
it's there
emergency if I'm sending it to you and you put on notifications.
I have my personal one on from 9 p.m. It automatically turns on until like 7 a.m. the next morning, and only certain people, direct family members.
I
you
think
know,
that's a great.
specifically because there's so many notifications that come through my phone. Sometimes I just
Just want it all off.
you just want to get
But
off.
I
I
take-
don't have notifications that come from Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Get overloaded.
I don't
with
have any
those.
of them on.
But if somebody does that to me, I take it so personal. I'm like, you're getting it anyway. Don't shut me up already.
Right.
No, I will say I've done that a few times. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Sure.
I'll notify you. You're not doing anything too important.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Probably not.
Got him.
Probably I'm probably working out.
Yeah,
but-
okay. I have the voice change.
Yeah. Rouge. Yeah. So another highlight features, Apple's intelligence is going to be crazy. I know one thing that I was really excited about when they did talk about it at the live event was email summaries. I thought that was pretty cool. However, I don't use Apple Mail.
I use Apple Mail. I'm an Apple Mail guy.
Are you?
am too.
See, I'm a Gmail guy because all of mine are
Creature of
Gmail.
habit.
Yeah, and there's more,
Creature of
custom, pieces you can put in there.
Can you put other emails in Gmail app? Like Yahoo?
I don't know.
That's my problem with it. Because I don't think you can.
Yeah,
But then you have to have a Gmail, and our business emails are not Gmail or
that's true.
they're
And when I was in the corporate world, it literally I was getting different domains, as far as the different companies I was working for. So that's when I was using mail because you could put them, and I didn't
Right.
think about that. But now I use all Gmails or even personal
it
domains.
works
are
if
Gmail.
it works if you're on the same domain. And again, if there's somebody out there that's watching this that's like, no, you can actually use Gmail and Yahoo under Gmail or under Yahoo.
Right.
Let us know. But I use mail specifically because I have multiple different. I mean, I have a Yahoo, I have a Gmail. We have the
iCloud
business
strictly.
one. Yeah, I iCloud. Too many. Honestly, I don't even know half the passwords. Speaking of passwords,
Yes.
we have a whole Apple
I
has a
think I know
whole
where he's going
new
with this.
thing.
Yep.
I'll just tell you my password.
No,
Please
Okay.
don't.
this is not the proper.
You
place
could probably
for that.
guess one to everything I own. to be
I
honest.
probably could. I probably know them. But I will say that the new passwords app.
Yes, right here.
I think it's very useful.
Speak of the devil.
Watch the camera angle.
Oh.
But
Hey, somebody's listening. They're probably recording. You should
Probably
watch
recording
yourself.
my
Yeah.
conversation. That's funny.
but I think that the app is very useful.
Yes, it is.
and it's better than
Password.
before. You had to go into settings, right, and you had to go score on passwords, find the passwords. Now it's app. Keychain in general, I think it's a good.
It's a great idea. I feel
It's
like.
very good if you have multiple Apple devices. I was actually speaking of keychain and how things pair and cloud, and sort of a little bit of rabbit trail. The other day I was at the Apple store, and we were getting. We were trading something in or doing something like that. We had some locked devices that we were getting rid of, and I had the AirPod Max, the second gen of the AirPod Max, the new purple or Starlight
Oh, yeah,
ones
they're
are
new-
up
they're
there.
new
So I was
colors,
taking a
yeah.
look at them, just to look at them because I haven't seen them yet. And I took that AirPod Max, I pressed this connect button, and all 10 phones on both sides asked to pair. I actually took a video of it because I thought we could use it on something. But it was pretty cool. And that's just the keychain effect, or
Right.
the Apple pairing system is top tier. It works pretty well. So I like that. I enjoy that. I think that's something that, you'll use. And you can also do there's several different ways. If I'm ever on a flight, I can go to the Apple system, set up an audio MIDI setup on my computer, and be able to two people can listen and use their headphones wirelessly on there.
Yep.
So, which is nice as well.
Yeah. I there's a lot of stuff to notes. I do everything on notes.
Take a lot of notes as well.
Everything.
Too many notes.
I have folders of notes.
Oh,
and the
yeah.
notes go back. I'm talking
Sometimes
10
it saves
years.
you
Yeah. Oh yeah.
because you can search a word.
Yeah. And then I started using hashtags a lot more.
Okay.
For certain projects. Like when we're doing stuff here during the day, I'll put hashtag intern. You know what I mean? Like to
Mhm.
remind me, like this needs to go to Jonathan, or if I'm looking for anything that has to do with Jonathan,
Yep.
hashtag intern, I know it's going to be in that section.
Right.
Or
It's like a folder.
it's almost a
Kinda.
folder in
Essentially,
itself, yeah, if I'm searching it that way. And then also you can do, I remember, I have not used it yet, but you can do math inside of notes.
This is brand new and very, very clutch.
Yes. So like if I say,
Yes.
if I literally, I'll like say, I remember the example, there might be one on Apple, but say if you go in your notes and you say bill equals, and then you put a money sign, $100, right? And then you have like Anna equals like $200, like to see, who's paying what, whatever. As you go down inside that note, and I think it has to be inside that note, you can literally put inside of parentheses, Bill plus Anna equals, and it'll give you the total.
And it'll tell you.
Okay, did you know? And I did this the other day unintentionally. If you do that same thing inside of your text message, it'll tell you the total. If you do 1 plus 2 equals, it'll tell you 3.
Yeah.
It'll fill out the answer. Put decimal points in it, do division, do multiplication.
This is in messages, not notes.
And do you think
This
it's
is in text messages,
Text
yes.
messages.
which is actually kind of handy, because there's been times where I've been on a phone call, so I can't use audio to say, "Hey Siri," and ask them a question, or ask them like
You just type it out and
a
it does it for
calculated
you.
piece.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this right now, and I'm going to put, as you can see, I am randomly
Oh, yeah, this is
My
pressing,
Siri's listening to me. Oops.
pressing random
We're gonna see.
numbers. Okay, this is insane. So I just typed out these random numbers in a row on my text message app and put a decimal point and then put 2 numbers after it. So for example, 52773738.34 plus another number just like that. Randomly just typed whatever. I did the plus sign, I did the equal sign. It equals 4.79
To the
times
10.
10 to the 10th power.
That
You
is
can't pull up your calculator and
crazy.
just do that.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Speaking
Now,
of calculator, go ahead then.
we won't get you in trouble, Jonathan. But do you use these features in school?
He's not allowed to have his phone anymore.
They took them away.
Essentially, yes.
Oh, wow.
I actually exchanged them specifically in math class. We have real calculators, so we just swap them.
Because now you can use scientific calculators with, that's another iOS 18.
Yeah.
Now you can use,
like,
you can do plot graphs on it.
Whatever
you can do,
If
Yeah, like,
anybody's listening out there, Desmos, it's a graph calculator.
yeah. And back in my day, I don't know what it is now. It's probably like T1000, like the Terminator. But I used to have that TI-83. Do you guys still have to do that? It was mandatory. Like you had to go out and buy one. If not, you had to rent one from the school or go every day and check one out. So now you can do all that scientific calculations with the iPhone with iOS 18, which is kind of crazy.
That's
But yeah,
pretty
Southwestern City Schools, the system that we're in, they literally stopped.
Yeah.
All levels.
I think it's okay though.
No, I think
You've
it's great.
got to learn. You
Maybe
have to learn
because
how to do math
I
without
came
a
from that
phone.
era, you had to you showed your phone,
Yeah.
I got a detention,
You're always going to have your phone on you, but it's also nice to know what 5 plus 5 is, like
Right,
from
and
your
doing
brain.
it from your
Yeah.
brain.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which, I mean, honestly, you think about it.
And you're almost out of there anyway, so it doesn't really
Right,
matter
I'm
to
seeing
you.
it this year.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So, and honestly, with like Jonathan, maybe not so much them, but younger, this AI stuff,
It's gonna
God help.
Do they
them.
give you guys homework?
rarely.
I'm guessing essays are out of the picture, right? There are sites
ChatGPT?
that you can chat GBT and say, write me a 5 paragraph
Paragraph
thing on
essay.
Johnny Appleseed.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah. Then you
you
go.
can go to a different site
It makes
and
it
make
a-
it look.
Paraphrases it.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
I-
the teachers can't.
Exactly. I am a culprit of that.
Yeah,
I do that
and
a
then-
lot.
and
I
then you put it-
ChatGPT, put
Watch
it in
yourself. You're going to incriminate yourself.
You- I've seen. I watched a reel not too long ago where they had ChatGPT write a paper. They went to that site, had it remix the paper, then they put it back into ChatGPT. They put that paper that it wrote into it to remix that again, so that it wasn't credible for any site.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. There's a lot of weird stuff going on with
A lot of weird stuff.
Yeah. I know this has been a lot of fun. We've
Yeah.
got more apps to go to.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
I think we've hit a lot of notes. If anybody's watching this, listening to this on podcasts on YouTube,
Let us know if you like it.
yeah,
I thoroughly enjoyed this. I would like to continue doing this, but if the followers don't like it, we got to know that. So if you like this, if there's a topic that you want us to hear about, we also like doing it live. So if you're still live, let us know if you like it. And we'll maybe start doing these on a weekly basis. I don't know. We'll have to think about it, but it will come up with different topics. Mainly revolving around Apple. And, a little bit personal in there like we got today. But yeah, I think it's really cool. I think I like doing this, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Yeah.
All right.
Appreciate
We're
it.
out.
Yep.